Hey, welcome to 209coach.com. I want to do a video for you today on why you should use this technique. And this video that I'm going to show you is not only a technique that this young lady is applying, but if you watch any MLB player, any top elite NCAA softball player, to one degree or another, you will see this, okay? Now, watch what's going on here. This is direct off the side batter's box view, okay? Where, for example, if the camera was there, you can see this is direct off the side batter's box view. And what happens a lot of times with, let me erase this. What happens a lot with a lot of cameras when you're actually watching on TV, just say you're watching MLB or softball, the camera angle is kind of coming from this direction like this. Now, if you have the camera in this direction and, for example, pointing in that direction from that angle, the hands are actually going to look like they're over here instead of what you see over here. Therefore, what happens is when a lot of parents or coaches work with kids, they end up placing the player's hands and say, okay, keep your hands back. And I see this all the time. And I've actually asked students before, why do you keep your hands back like this? And they'll say, well, that's what I see on TV. Okay, so I'm just giving you this little brief kind of information so that when you do record your child, you always want to make sure that you are getting a direct opposite batter's box view. And if you are going to compare what the best in the world are doing, make sure that you're looking at it pretty much from a direct opposite batter's box view. And if you do, you're going to see that the best players in the world pretty much always have their hands between their neck and their deltoid, and this is so crucial. And you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of flexion in the lead arm and in the back arm, and this is because this puts you in a very relaxed setup position. And you're also going to see where the bat is going to be pretty vertical, okay? In other words, you're not going to see it flared off back like this. You're not going to see it leaning back like this. Now, her bat is kind of leaning behind her. If she was to lift up her wrists, okay, her knuckles, her bat would be like this. So basically, she's very relaxed with the bat behind her. In other words, if you're going to do this, you don't want to be relaxed with the bat behind you like this, okay? A lot of players do that. I see that, and that creates a lot of problems. So just try to keep your setup always with a vertical bat. So in regards to this particular technique, and this is why I'm doing this video, because I know there's a lot of you out there that spend a lot of money on hitting lessons, and I'm telling you right now, I've had throughout the years that I've had hundreds, if not thousands of people tell me that my videos have allowed them to get their swings to a very, very high level. And one of the reasons I do these videos for you, for my audience, is so that you don't have to pay me, you don't have to pay any coach, but just follow this. And I try to do it in a very systematic manner so that you can learn this very easily on your own, okay? So here we go. Now, what I want you to do is set up just pretty much like I just said here with this young lady is, okay? You can see she's very athletic in the lower body, very athletic and just very relaxed on the upper body, okay? Now, the first thing I want you to do is pay attention to what's going on here with the lower body, okay? Notice how she's coiling on the back leg and back hip, okay? And the reason I know this is because her body is not lunging forward. She's basically, it's almost like she's screwing her back leg into the ground. And you can see it's very obvious. Pay attention to her belt buckle. Watch what's going on. Her belt buckle goes from pointing straight direct opposite batter's box to pointing almost if there was a catcher behind her as she gets into toe touch right here. Notice that, okay? Again, notice that she's not jumping at the ball. She's coiling the back leg, the back hip. Now, while you're watching this video, what I would highly recommend for you to do this in front of a reflection, do this in front of the mirror so that you can actually see that you're doing exactly what this young lady is doing, okay, or pretty close to it. Now, one thing that you're going to want to feel while you're doing this move, you're almost feeling as you're kind of getting that rotation of the back hip, the back leg. You want to feel like pretty much 100% of your weight is on that back leg. So you want to almost feel like you're squatting into that back hip in that back leg as you're doing that. So look at your belt buckle. When you get to toe touch, is your belt buckle now pointing almost to the catcher, okay? That's step one. Simultaneously, pay attention to where her top hand is, okay? Her top hand right now is facing in this direction, okay? In the direction of the pitcher. And this is what you want. If you have a proper setup, this is going to be pretty darn close to where you're going to be. That's what you see with the best players in the world. Again, We discuss what's going on with the lower body. Simultaneously, watch what's going on. As the top hand starts to pull back, notice how the top hand goes from facing the pitcher as she gets into her toe touch. Now watch what's going on. Now her palm is facing downward. This will create that along with the pullback. Okay, the pullback has to happen as well. It has to occur as well as you're making this move simultaneously. But the top hand pullback, I always tell people from 1 to 10, it's probably a 2 at 3 at the most as far as the kind of pressure. It's not anything abrupt. It's not anything that you're forcing. It happens kind of naturally. And like I always tell my students, feel like you're spilling a cup. Imagine you have a cup in your top hand and you're trying to literally tilt it all the way upside down. Obviously, you can't do that because you have both hands on the bat, but just try this. Again, look at the belt buckle, watch how the back leg's coiling, and then at the same time, watch this over and over where you're doing this at the same time while you're coiling the back hip, the back leg, you're spilling that cup. Now this should give you a beautiful, beautiful angle like you see here at toe touch where you have a shoulder to elbow look where the top of the back elbow is on that line, okay? The bat will be facing, if you're checking this in front of the mirror, it should be facing in the direction of the catcher, okay? And that's very important. Another thing that you're going to pay attention to here as you're doing this, pay attention to what's going on here with the body, how it stays back, okay? You want to make sure, in other words, like I just said, you want to control the stride. Now, the body is going to move forward more as you get into heel plant. Watch what's going on here. Notice how her body's starting to kind of transfer a little bit right there, starting to move forward. Okay, that's what you want something. You basically want to hit from your backside. So in other words, like I said, you want to feel like 90-100% is on your back leg. As you're pulling back, you want to feel like your hands are back from the pullback. Therefore, this is going to give you a very elite toe touch. Now, as you get into your heel plant, watch what happens here. She's getting into her heel plant right here. Watch how the bat still stays back. Now, again, this is heel plant now. So her bat went from being here at toe touch to pretty much staying there at heel plant, okay? And watch how her body is still kind of staying back. It almost looks like her body is kind of like this, okay? That's kind of how you're going to feel. And I always tell my students as you get into your heel plant, it almost feels like you're getting somebody's like a thrust in your back hip or someone's kind of hitting you right there where you're kind of just like almost like what I tell my students, it feels almost like a jackknife kind of a feel that kind of keeps your body back. So if you feel that once you get loaded up on your toe touch and heel plant, that'll help you to stay back. But again, as you do this in front of the mirror, okay, this is a great tutorial for you parents, you kids out there, or you players out there, just very slowly. You want to do this with very smooth tempo. Again, watch how the back leg stays back. You want to feel like you're coiling the back leg, the back hip. Pay attention to the belt buckle. And again, at the same time, simultaneously, watch the top hand, how it goes from a vertical bat to the bat being tilted because of the top hand pullback. Feels like she's spilling a cup. The palm is facing the pitcher. Now it's facing the ground. Now as she gets into her heel plant, this is very important and so crucial for you to not have bat drag, for you to have a lot of power, to have a great bat path. Watch what's going on right here. As she gets into her toe touch right here, you pay attention to what's going on here. She's at toe touch. Now this is again very important because if you don't do this, you pretty much are going to ruin the rest of the process of having an elite swing. Now pay attention what's going on here. She's at toe touch. Now watch the top hand as she starts to get into her heel plant right here. She's at heel plant right here. Notice that her palm is still facing in this direction right here. Okay, this is so important, and this is where a lot of players lose it. What happens at this stage of the swing at heel plant, the bat is literally pointing this way or even this way because the pullback has lost the sensation of maintaining the pullback, okay? So in other words, what you want to make sure is as you get into your toe touch, you want to maintain that spilling of the cup, and especially you have to really train yourself when you get into your that back hip thrust or that hip rotation. You want to feel like your hands are still spilling the cup. Okay, watch this move right here. This is real crucial. If you master this toe touch with this hip coil, with the top hand pullback where you're spilling the cup, and then when you get to heel plant just like this and you can still maintain maintain this right here, you're going to see that your back elbow will stay back. It will still stay up, and you will not have what a lot of players have at this stage of the swing, where the elbow literally is creeping in front of the hands, where the bat is literally dragging through the zone. Okay, now please give me a like if you're enjoying this video. Give me comments if you wish, and I will do my best to answer. Subscribe to my channel. So in a nutshell, all I want you to do is, again, just feel like you're kind of screwing that back leg, that back hip into the ground as you're staying back. Pay attention to the belt buckle simultaneously. I want you to pull back just like this. Maintain the pull back, okay? It's nothing abrupt. It's nothing forced. Get into heel plant and try to maintain that same angle when you get to heel plant. When you're looking in the mirror, you want to feel, okay, that like your bat is still voicing it. It's pointing in this direction towards the catcher. You want to feel like your palm is still facing down in this way, okay? And you still, and one other checkpoint is, you want your shoulders, see how our shoulders right now are pointing in the direction. For a left-hander, it would be pointing to the shortstop. For a right-hander, it would be pointing to the second baseman. Now, this video right here, I believe, would be a great tutorial for you just to work on this, okay? And watch what happens because of the mechanics that she's doing right here. And this is crucial. Notice how as she gets into her swing, how the bat speed, look at the bat blur behind her. Okay, this is so important for you younger players to understand. When you're doing something like this, your opportunity to catch up the fastballs, okay, even if your timing is off a little bit, watch what's going on with her bat path because of this particular technique I just shared with you. Watch how the bat stays back. Notice how low the barrel's below the hands. Most players don't ever get close to having the barrel below the hands, and I talk about this all the time. This creates a launch angle that's conducive to home runs. Look how the ball's just taking off the bat. Now this ball, I can guarantee you it was deep, okay? And watch what's going on right here. And it all starts by having the good setup, by allowing your body to coil just like this, letting yourself maintain the pullback. Therefore, the bat stays back. If you're maintaining the pullback, your bat will stay back, your barrel will stay below the hands. Watch how her lead elbow starts to work up to the height of the mouth as she gets to full extension, and everything works like a roller coaster, not a merry-go-round. You don't want a horizontal swing right here where the bat is literally flipping horizontally through the zone. You want it to be vertical, and watch what's going on right here. Ball is launched. She gets through this beautiful front axis, and everything is just beautifully, beautifully launched, okay? So anyway, please let me know if this video has been helpful. Again, just take it slow. Wind that back hip. Watch this move right here, okay? This is what you want to feel in very smooth tempo. Watch how she stays back. She stays back. She's not lunging. She's controlling her stride. She's having that beautiful pullback where that bat, just beautiful power behind her. Look at this. This is just amazing. All right, everyone. You guys have a great day. And let me know if this video, again, is helpful. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.